Flying to Europe. Farmland in Poland. Long, narrow parcels of land. This is showing the patterns in Poland. And then there is Ukraine. The breadbasket of Europe. Large parcels of farmland, very rich soil. The first Ukrainians I met the first morning there, Igor with a ball cap. And then this is taking the expressway from Kiev to Kryvyi Rog. Cathedral in the country. See, the roads are very rough. There's a symbol in the country. They saying you're leaving one region and you're going to another region. That's what they call like an oblast. It's like a province. When we arrived in Smila, we stopped for something to eat. And here's a McDonald's. And that's what a McDonald's menu looks like. And this is the McDonald's uniforms that the employees wear. Then outside the street, you see the green cross indicates a pharmacy. And the street outside, like a pedestrian street. So a few days later, I'm in a cab heading to the train station to pick up our cousins. So we're at the train station. I was surprised at all these people up front. It's like a bazaar. They're selling fruits and vegetables and food to people getting off the train. These are the people who are waiting for arrivals or departures. A lot of buying and selling going on here. It's early in the morning. The bazaar is starting to clear out a little bit. Trains are arriving, but not the right ones. You see way at the end there was a walkway, a stairways to go over tracks. Anyway, eventually the girls showed up. So these are our cousins, Maria, Sasha, and Victoria. So I guess Maria would be my Uncle Neil's first cousin. Sasha would be my second cousin. And then Victoria, whatever a daughter of a second cousin is. So we went to a restaurant that sells, we asked the cab driver to take us to a restaurant that has Ukrainian food. And we got to this here place. It was a fine restaurant. We're sitting there up on the second floor and overlooking some pretty grounds. So I ordered a borscht, and there's a fruit drink. And there was a word for it, and I can't remember what it is. We saw these pipes and sounds coming out of it now and again. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's spraying out a mist. This is kind of like their outside air conditioning on a hot day. So we walked around to a park for a bit, and then we stopped in the town here. This is sells cakes, and Victoria's brother actually builds these places and mans them.
I'm kind of gaining weight just standing here.
This is the kind of cakes and confections that they sell in there.
Raspberry, for example, chocolate and
then right outside the front door, this is what's going on. There's got people out there just outside selling on the sidewalk. And some of the sidewalks aren't all that great. But anyway, Victoria bought a cake, and we were up in the room and shared some. And then afterwards, we went to the gardens at our hotel room and spent several afternoons out in the patio here just talking and updating ourselves on our families. It was a very enjoyable time spending time with them. On their last day, on the Monday morning, we were picked up by a bus and went to an orphanage. And it was very touching to see them relating to the kids because they could speak the language. So I interviewed them to ask them what they thought.
So we're at the orphanage, and we toured. We're doing a bit of a tour. We went in the little toddlers area, and we all met the small kids. And anyway, so thoughts.
yeah, the kids are just poor kids because they have no families. Some of them have parents who are alcoholics, and one boy who is approximately 4 or 5 years old said that his mother and father were drunk, and police came and brought him here to this orphanage. And one girl said that his mother is dead and her father is always asleep, so I suppose he's also an alcoholic. So these children just need love and families and love and caring people around them, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I noticed that Sasha was very touched and moved.
Yeah, Sasha was very moved. She was crying because her heart melted when she saw these children. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard and difficult to see children who live in such conditions without parents and family.
Well, Chucky. Jaka,
Будь
you.
ласка, будь ласка.
We're back at the hotel patio, spending the last little bit of time together. Had potato pancakes with a mushroom sauce and sour cream on it.
Що ви можете сказати канадський?
Як що? Українською?
Я по-англійськи.
Yeah, she'll translate. She's good at that.
Здоров'я,
Be healthy,
щастя,
be happy,
благополуччя,
be blessed,
удачі во всьому.
have good luck.
Ждем гості.
We are waiting you to come to
нетерпением.
Ukraine.
Все
We want to
приїжджають.
see all of you here in Ukraine.
Да, всіх любимо.
We love you so much
Ждем, цілуємо.
and we kiss you and love you
Ну,
and
а
hug you.
там, так,
Yeah.
все.
Yeah. Yeah.
Всім найкращих побажань,
I wish you all the best.
здоров'я,
Be
успіху
healthy.
і до
Be
зустрічі.
prosperous and we are waiting to meet you. To meet all of
Зустрінемо
you.
традиційними
We
українськими
want to cook
стравами.
some traditional Ukrainian dishes for you.
Mm.
Тепер скажи. Спасибо за приїзд.
We thank you that Bob could come to our place and to visit us.
Очень рад.
We are very happy, very excited. We
Дуже
have
раді
such a great
зустрічі.
meeting.
Yes.
Столько лет ждали.
We were
И
waiting
наконец
for this meeting for so long
Свершилось.
period of time and at last it happened.
Да.
Yeah.
Дякуємо, що Бог такий
Дякуємо.
активний,
Да,
Дякую.
що підтримав це
Дякую,
все і
я.
запросив
Дякую.
нас в Кривий Ріг.
And we are happy that Bob invited us to come to Kryvyi Rih and to meet him and to spend 2 days, actually almost 3 days with him and to speak about our families, to discuss some maybe points, some important points of our families and our history. So it's very important for us. And we appreciate it so much.
Mm.
Спасибо Богу за все.
And we thank God that
Wow.
God helped us to do it and to meet. And we are
Yeah.
just so happy that we can't say it in, we can't put it in words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joking you.
What a great visit we had with them. So then we're back at the train station and we got them on board. I got to go in and see their sleeping bunks. So I had a 12-hour train ride back to Venezia and then 2 hours on a bus after that. So these are the conditions that they had to sleep in that 12-hour ride. So Kiev, the city. That's the big monument on the War Memorial, which we'll see more of later. And there's just a lot of pictures of the city here. Great architecture. So I tried to get the flavor of the city. The streets, the traffic, the stores, the signs. This is at the Gulliver Mall. Looking down, it's like an atrium. You see all the different floors, ceiling, wall hanging. So Kiev is a very modern city. Roads are very good. The roads don't get bad until you get outside of Kiev. This is some of the clothes that are on for sale in the mall. Then we toured some of the streets. A lot of architecture. So then I saw this group of people with a monkey. So I went up and said, "Can I take a picture of your monkey?" And right away the girl swept in and took my camera, and they put a monkey on my shoulder and they took a picture. Well, this guy's grabbed my glasses, took my pen. What's the worst? What could be worse than one monkey? Two monkeys. So then afterwards, you can see behind, our tour guide is coming up to rescue me. And there she is. Two monkeys and my tour guide coming up to get me rescued. But the people took the monkey back and charged me 100 grivnas for taking the pictures. Oh, wow. Throughout the city, there's many monuments. And this is I Love Kiev. It's what they call Freedom Square. They had a lot of protests going on when they ousted the pro-Russian president, a couple of presidents earlier. All these faces here are the war dead during a protest. Not the war dead, but they were protesting and they were all shot by snipers. And here's a picture of a smart car. The smartest thing I've ever seen about a smart car. A lot of great architecture. And this is the Eastern Gate. At one time, this was part of the outside wall, and you had to go through here and pay a toll to get into the city. And that's kind of a diagram inside showing the wall and the city inside. Now this is entrance to subway. And so you pay your tolls and then you go on the escalators. And the escalators will take you down 300 feet. That's the deepest subways in the world. Of course, they double using those as bomb shelters. And that's down at the bottom, and tracks on either side. So then out for dinner in different restaurants. The food that you get, a little different. This is a mall that's under an intersection. So you actually go down the stairs. It looks like you're going to a subway, but it's this kind of a thing. And if you want to cross the street, you go through here and you go up the other side and you're back on the street again. Some people have mobile devices. So here's Kiev, the cathedrals. All Orthodox churches, Orthodox and Catholic. There was a couple in our group imitating the stones. Very, very pretty cathedrals. This was a street going down to a bazaar where they were selling all kinds of goods, knickknacks, clothing, and I saw a shirt I wanted. This one right here, but they didn't have my size, so I didn't get it. So this is a sign for the Sofia Cathedral. And there's a monk that was walking down the street. I say a monk, maybe I should have said priest. I'm not sure. It's going down the hill. There's a close-up of one of the priests. And nuns at the bottom were at the bottom of the hill. And this is going back up again. Very gradual slope. At the top of the hill is this car. I just thought it was interesting. Got a picture of it. So Kiev, the War Memorial. This is the monument sitting on top of a dome, and it's facing Moscow, because of course it was all built during the times of the Soviet Union. These grounds are what surrounds the War Memorial. So you see, there's tanks out there. So that's the the memorial that can be seen from many parts of the city, and like I said, facing Moscow.
Okay.
The huge square around the dome. This is our group waiting to go in. And this is the first thing we see when you go inside the door. These are the shells from the uprising in 2014, when there was the Eastern War and the Crimea was taken. The flags of the different regions in Ukraine. And the boxes of war dead. The hospital and people that were being treated. A couple of 4 heroes that have been memorialized. There's a tour guide talking about what they went through. There's a picture of a first aid. A nurse was killed in this. I mean, of course, they're not supposed to be shooting the emergency vehicles, right? But anyway, so then we get into the World War II section, and there's the swastika, and all the rest of this that we see now is all World War II. People talk about 6 million Jews being killed in the Holocaust. I believe the number of Ukrainians killed during the war was like 8 million, and then another huge number of Russians. BMW motorcycle used by the Nazis. A lot of photos of a lot of people on the move. You see the pictures of the spikes that are in the ground to stop invasion of ground soldiers. And they got some of them in there at the memorial.
It was a place, a cabin pilot, and you see pilot was very, very good protected. But here was a place for guy with machine gun. Machine gun was here.
We got examples of different weapons and clothing, many photos. There's a guillotine, which I guess the Nazis were using. Children in the concentration camps. The map there, all the little red dots, are cities and villages in Ukraine where nobody was left alive. And photos, family members, personal notes, stuff that's just up as a memorial. A boat with a gun on the front. Different kinds of weapons. See them pushing equipment out of the mud. So you see the bombed out buildings. It's not what we're seeing today in the news, not the first time Ukraine has seen this. Find the people very supportive of their military. Plans of the Russian invasion to get to Germany, and the broken swastika, the eagle, the German eagle.
Maybe some of them was killed in his or her first battle. Maybe some of them became very prominent generals of Rome, died. And you see this dinner. This photo was made in late 70s. Not often here, in current village management. All of this.
Letters, photos. So this is inside the dome. That big monument, the statue is above that dome. Here's a look out the windows. And all the columns have the names of the war dead. Then the murals on the inside of the dome, above the windows. The end. Pray for the peace of Ukraine.